right, welcome back. We're going to be tying a variation of the zebra midge. I call it the flash midge, but basically it's a zebra midge. We're substituting the wire, often that creates that segmentation, and we're going to be replacing that with some sort of tinsel. I'm using a sulky pearl tinsel. You can use a single strand of pearl crystal flash or any color crystal flash for that matter, or you could use extra small pearl tinsel that you would use for flashback. Whatever the case, we're just replacing the wire with some sort of flashier material that we can use as the rib. We're going to try to keep these patterns as small as possible. This is a size 22 with a 2.0 millimeter bead, keeping this fly small. And because the thread is going to create a large part of this body, we're going to be doing a 12/0 diameter. Black thread. Color combinations of this vary. You can do anything from black, olive, cream, tan, olive, whatever you want. But to keep the profile of this fly small, I like using a 12/0 or in some cases even a 14/0 diameter. All right, once the thread is secure, we're going to take in our tinsel. We're going to tie this in right behind the bead using the pinch technique. One loop, slide that down till it's about flush. Okay, tie that down. And there's just one layer towards the rear, touching wraps. And remember, this is a heavier scud hook, so there's already going to be a good bit of bulk just because of the thread going over this thicker, heavier wire hook. So we go one layer back. Now we're going to go one layer forward up to the bead with our 12/0 thread. Now, the spacing of the rib is entirely up to you. If you want to create a lot of flash, then we're going to keep the wraps close. Normally, I space the wraps about the same width as the material. So what that means, it's going to be half and half. I'm going to have half flash, and then the other part of the body is just going to be the black thread or whatever color thread I'm using as the base color. So we're going to be making our wraps, and the wraps are approximately the same distance as the width of the material. Come up from behind here, avoid the camera. Once, twice, maybe just 3 times. We're going to cut this tinsel here. We're going to do a whip finish just to prevent this from sliding back. Okay, take our thread. We're going to cut this, avoiding tinsel with the scissors. Now, if you're in a hurry, UV resin is going to be the best choice, but normally I still like nail polish. It's just cheaper. I like the finish actually a little bit better, but because we are rushing here this morning, I'm heading right to the river. As soon as I'm done here, I'm going to take some resin, UV resin, a thin layer, and just coat the fly. And also to prevent this bead from sliding down, I'm going to put just a little glob of that right behind the bead. Just hit it, just really thin. Less is more in this case. Don't forget the resin is also going to add bulk. So a very thin layer. Then we're going to hit this with the light. And there we have it. This is a flash midge. A nice variation of the popular zebra midge. So anytime you're looking for a little more bling, and also because of this is very similar to like a perdigon style fly, something that has thin diameter. It's got some density with the tungsten bead, the thread body, and now the UV resin shell is going to slice and dice down through the water column. In the next week, we're going to put this fly in combination with the Griffith's net that we had tied the week before and do some dry dropper fishing on some of the local spring creeks and limestone streams and see what we can come up with. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Take care.